Destructor, the name I gave to my robot I'm building. I'll be doing a separate tutorial series on how to build a 3D printed life-size robot, but if you can't wait and want to see a sneak peek of it, head over to my Instagram page and take a look. In PHP, however, the destructor is a method that's called when there are no other references to the object. The destructor method is even called if the script is exited using PHP's exit function. To create the destructor method, we follow a similar naming convention to the constructor. We'll start with 2 underscores followed by the destruct keyword. Even though you may be tempted to clean up resources in the destruct method, it's usually considered good practice to clean it up as soon as you're done using them, just in case you have a long-running script. We'll take a look at some simpler uses for the destructor next. As I started creating this file, I just realized this is the 50th tutorial in this series. Pretty long so far, but I want to be as thorough as possible. We're going to start off by modifying our German Shepherd class. The destructor method is usually placed as the last method in your class so that it's easier for someone to follow when reading your code. Just a quick little recap. We have your constants up top, followed by your properties, followed by your constructor, followed by all your other methods, and then finally your destructor method. So let's say that throughout the life of the object, its properties are modified. How would we create the destructor method? Well, it's just function or public function. We'll go ahead and do it that way with the visibility modifier. Public function underscore underscore destruct. And PHP Storm automatically puts in this little to-do implement destruct method, which we're about to do right now. So let's say that throughout the life of the object, its properties are modified, and we want to log what the final result is. We don't want to have to remember to call the method that's going to write to the log file each time, so we could just place that code into the destructor. For simplicity's sake, we'll just use the var_dump function instead of actually logging it. I'll go up here, I'm going to copy all my properties. I'm going to go ahead and create a new little file in here. Sure, text file, paste it. All I want to do is just edit, find, and replace. I just want to replace all public with something like this because we'll be var dumping an array. And you'll see this will make sense pretty soon. So I'm just going to copy that, go back to our destructor, minimize that, and I want to var dump inside here all the different properties. So I just want to var dump an array, and inside that array, I want to make sure that it's an associative array. So there we go. I just went ahead, pasted that. I guess I should have changed all these semicolons to commas. Can do that real quickly right here. Move that over, and then I just need to name everything like it should be. Great. We can now instantiate our object, and we'll call the bark method. So we'll say gsdog is equal to new German Shepherd. And inside here, because of our constructor, we have to pass a few different properties. Eye color is missing, so we'll say brown. Date of birth is Jan 02, 2012. And then fur color, black. All right, and now we can call our bark method. And all it does is just echo out bark. So there it is, echo, I'm barking. So the constructor method will be executed, followed by bark, followed by the destructor method. Now we should see a var dump on the screen right after bark. Let's see if that's the case. I'm going to open up our destructor, and there it is. I'm barking, followed by our destructor var dump. So even though we didn't explicitly call it, PHP implicitly called it. Let's go back. You may have noticed that I left this trailing comma inside this array. Having a trailing comma after the last defined array entry is actually valid syntax in PHP. You'll probably see this throughout your PHP programming career, so just get used to it. This is just so that it's easier to add the next element and for you not to forget the comma before. Let's create the destructor method in our car class as well. Copy that over, paste it in here, and the last element I'll just name public function destruct. Now in this method, you'll see programmers close their connection to the database in the Destructor method. Although you're going to want to close your connection as soon as you're done with it, you'll see it here occasionally because honestly, it's just convenient. So we'll go ahead, instead of actually closing a connection, which we don't have yet, we haven't covered yet, we'll just say echo connection successfully closed. So now after we create, for example, let's say Mitsubishi is equal to new car, and we'll pass the year 2014 Mitsubishi Evo, and then echo out Mitsubishi get make and model. It should echo out the make and model, followed by the Destructor method, which says connection successfully closed. And a lot of the times you'll see people put the connection established or establish a connection inside the constructor. So we'll go ahead and add an echo statement right here. It says connection successfully established. And this is inside the constructor method right here. So just so you can see it, I know it's a little bit long. Public function construct, these are all the arguments, followed by all the property assignments, and then echoes connection successfully established. So what should happen is we should see connection successfully established, followed by the make and model, followed by connection successfully closed. And before I go, I'm going to add a little break tag just so it moves it to the next line so everything's not jumbled up, because I have a feeling it will be. Let's go up here, hit refresh, and actually put it right here. So there's connection successfully established, followed by Mitsubishi Evo, followed by connection successfully closed, which is exactly what we wanted. So that means PHP called the constructor, called the get make and model method, and then finally called the constructor as soon as there was no other reference to the object. And that's it for Destructors. I mean, I think we pretty much covered the gist of it. I mean, there's going to be some interesting cases you're going to see throughout your programming career, but I'll let you discover that on your own.